Hi there. We're talking about pleasure this month of February, the month of love, Valentine's Day, and we're on this topic, and we're doing a little mini series. Hi, I'm Justine Calderwood. I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist, and the first video I went over just like non-sexual pleasure. And so if you didn't catch that video, please look for that. We'll link it here. But what I want to do is talk a little bit more about kind of bringing that attention and awareness down into your pelvis. Now, whether you're male or female doesn't matter. We all have a pelvis. We all have a pelvic bowl, pelvic floor muscles, and depending on what you might be dealing with, I see a lot of patients where they're having maybe pelvic pain, or they're having some changes in bowel or bladder function, sexual function. Maybe it's it might be pain, but it also might be, say, a prolapse, feeling heaviness or pressure, or it might feel like a disconnect or inability to say orgasm, that type of stuff. And so I'm just want to help you to just kind of feel a little more normal in your pelvis. So here's my pelvic model. This is a female pelvis. If you were to put your hands on your hips, this is where they would land. So I just want to give you a little visual of, just the area I'm talking about. You can see how this pelvis is kind of like a bowl. We have some organs in there, but it's kind of like a bowl that sits underneath you where you're sitting. Okay, so when we start to try to move towards, say, sexual pleasure, we want to start more of like, let's just get in contact with our body, feeling more normal, feeling at home in our pelvis. So in my first video, I mentioned sometimes people have issues in the pelvic floor, maybe because of inappropriate touching or sexual assault. But it could even be, say, from childbirth, feeling not connected into that pelvic bowl anymore. Maybe you never have. Maybe there's been shame or thoughts or beliefs around sex or around your pelvis even when you were growing up. So there's a lot of reasons why you may feel disconnected, and it's not always bad, okay? Or that something terrible happened to you. So feeling at home in your pelvis, how can we bring attention back into that area? What I'm gonna have you do first is just breathe, okay? So if you want, you can just close your eyes, get in a comfortable position. You might be sitting, or take a moment to lie down, and even just put a hand here at your chest and down here at your lower belly, okay? I want you to close your eyes if that feels safe, and just see if you can breathe down into that pelvic space. If you're sitting, you can kind of feel those muscles underneath your chair. So just see, can you bring that breath all the way down? Visualize that. What's that breath look like? It could look like a cloud of whatever color you choose. Feel the breath, feel the warmth, feel your pelvis kind of opening up between your sits bones, down into your genitalia, down into your butt, and just see how far you can get that breath. Okay, so we can use the physical sensations of the body and the breath to reconnect. Some people are very visual, so using that like cloud analogy of the breath, that can be really helpful. See what you can start to gather. What does your bowl feel like? What does it look like in there? Are there any particular shapes or colors that come to mind? Is your bowl sitting level? Is it, can you get the sits bones underneath very level? Okay, so just take a moment, see if you can connect with the physical sensations or maybe even visual, okay? Now, for some people, words help them out more, okay? So, what would you like that bowl to kind of feel like? Connection, maybe it's comfort, maybe it's peace and calm. You can come up with your own words there. But that's what I wanted to do just in this video today, is just help you to try to connect. It's okay, to bring your hands down a little lower. If you need to come up underneath your bottom between, your sits bones and touch there and just see if you can connect with your hand. That's okay. All right, so again, we're just exploring kind of pleasure this month, and how can we get there and bring our attention awareness back into our own bodies and towards maybe if that's your goal of like having some very positive sexual experiences. Okay, so stay tuned. I'm going to cover a little bit more. We're going to go in depth. This next video is going to be about the pelvic bowl meditation that I do oftentimes with my patients. So if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know your experience. Leave me a comment below. I would love to hear what you think of this. All right, thanks for watching.